Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about something that is greater than ambition, greater than wealth, and greater than fame. I want to talk to you about purpose. I want to talk to you about making your life matter right now, not tomorrow, not when you get the perfect job, not when the world finally gives you permission. Right now, each of us is born with a gift of potential, a gift of influence, and a gift of contribution. Yet, so many of us walk through life as though we are merely passing time, waiting for a moment that may never come. We postpone our dreams. We postpone our happiness. We postpone our greatness. But let me tell you something, life does not wait. Time does not wait. Opportunities do not wait. And if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you will wake up one day to discover that your life has slipped through your fingers like sand. You see, the world doesn't measure your worth by your excuses, by your fears, or by your failures. It measures your worth by the action you take. It measures your worth by the love you give, the courage you show, and the impact you leave behind. And here is the truth. You do not have to be famous to make your life matter. You do not have to be rich to make a difference. All you need is the willingness to step forward, to use what you have, where you are, and right now. Too often, we are held back by our past. We tell ourselves, I failed before, so I'll fail again. Or we say, I wasn't born into the right circumstances, so this life cannot be mine. Let me tell you something that may shock you. Your past is not your prison. Your past is your classroom. Every setback, every heartbreak, every no that you have received is preparing you for a bigger yes. But you must decide today that your past will not dictate your future. You must rise and claim the life that is waiting for you. There is a power in choice, a power that every human being possesses. No matter where you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what others have told you about your potential, you have the power to choose how you live, how you respond, and how you act. You can choose to live in fear, or you can choose to live in faith. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to create. You can choose to drift through life, or you can choose to make your life matter. The question is, what will you choose today? Life is not about perfection. Life is not about having all the answers. Life is about showing up, doing your best, and refusing to quit. There will be moments when you feel small, when the world seems bigger than your dreams, when doubt whispers in your ear. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can shrink back, or you can rise up and prove to yourself that you are bigger than your circumstances. You have within you a resilience, a strength, a fire that cannot be extinguished unless you allow it. Making your life matter begins with recognizing the value of the present moment. The present is the only time that is truly yours. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is uncertain. But today, you can shape today. You can plant seeds today that will bear fruit tomorrow. You can speak words today that will heal someone else's heart. You can extend kindness, share wisdom, and take bold steps toward your dreams today. Waiting is the enemy of greatness. Action is the friend of a meaningful life. Now, I know that life can be unfair. I know that doors get slammed, opportunities are lost, and people sometimes let you down. But here's the key. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control how you respond. You can control the courage you summon, the persistence you exhibit, and the love you spread. Your legacy is not written by circumstance. It is written by character, by courage, and by commitment to something greater than yourself. Every person has a sphere of influence. It may be your family, your community, your workplace, or even a stranger you meet in passing. Imagine if everyone here decided to live intentionally, to live with purpose, to make every day count. Imagine the ripple effect of one life fully lived. Your actions, your words, your choices, they matter more than you know. And if you wait for someone else to validate your worth, you will wait forever. Your life matters because you are alive, and that alone is enough to make a difference. Friends, making your life matter requires courage. It requires boldness. It requires a refusal to settle for mediocrity when greatness is within your reach. It requires dreaming big, taking risks, and trusting that even in failure, you are learning, growing, and moving closer to your destiny. The clock is ticking. The days are passing. Your gift is needed. Your voice is needed. Your presence is needed. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for perfection. Do not wait for the world to recognize your value. Start now. Start today. Make your life matter now. And when you do, when you commit yourself to living with purpose, to rising above fear, to giving your best every single day, you will discover something extraordinary. Your life was never meant to be ordinary. Your life was meant to inspire. Your life was meant to create hope. Your life was meant to shine, not in the future, but in this very moment. You will see doors open that you never imagined. You will see your influence spread farther than you thought possible. You will see your heart swell with the knowledge that your existence is meaningful, powerful, and significant. So I challenge you today, refuse to drift, refuse to wait, refuse to minimize yourself. Step into your power, step into your purpose, step into the life that you were born to live. Make your life matter now, not tomorrow, not next year, but this very moment. Because the world does not need your potential. It needs your action. The world does not need your ideas. It needs your execution. The world does not need your hesitation. It needs your courage. Make your life matter now. And in doing so, you will inspire others to make theirs matter too. And that, my friends, is how a single life can change the world. Every human being is born with immense potential, yet far too many of us live our lives under the illusion that power is something that comes from outside of us. We wait for permission, validation, or opportunity, believing that someone else holds the key to our success, happiness, or fulfillment. But the truth is this: the power to shape your life, to create your destiny, and to determine your path lies entirely within you. It is yours to claim, and it is yours to exercise. Owning your power begins with understanding that your circumstances do not define you. You may have been born into scarcity, faced rejection, endured hardship, or been underestimated by those around you. But none of these external factors can diminish the strength, resilience, and potential that already exist inside you. Power is not about controlling others. It is about controlling yourself. It is about choosing your thoughts, directing your actions, and refusing to allow fear, doubt, or negativity to dictate the course of your life. Many people live in what I call borrowed power. They allow opinions, criticisms, and societal expectations to decide who they are and what they can achieve. They hand over their authority to external forces, thinking they need approval to move forward. But when you operate from borrowed power, your life becomes a reflection of other people's limitations, not your own possibilities. Owning your power means breaking free from that dependency. It means recognizing that you are the ultimate authority over your choices and your future. Every decision you make, every step you take, and every risk you embrace either strengthens or diminishes your power. When you take ownership of your life, you reclaim control over the trajectory of your story. The first step in owning your power is taking responsibility for your actions. This is not about blame or guilt. It is about accountability. It is about acknowledging where you are today, not as a victim of circumstances, but as a person capable of changing your reality. Every challenge you face contains an opportunity for growth. Every mistake you make carries a lesson that can propel you forward. By taking full responsibility for your choices, you shift from a mindset of helplessness to one of empowerment. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you, and begin creating the life you envision with your own two hands. Owning your power also requires clarity of purpose. Power without direction can be wasted energy. When you know what you want, when you understand the values that guide you, and when you commit to a vision larger than yourself, your power becomes unstoppable. It fuels persistence, courage, and determination. It helps you rise above distractions, naysayers, and obstacles that would otherwise hold you back. Clarity aligns your actions with your intentions, and it ensures that every decision you make strengthens the life you are meant to live. Finally, owning your power demands belief. Belief in your potential, belief in your ability to overcome adversity, and belief in the significance of your contribution. Doubt will always try to creep in, and fear will always attempt to paralyze you. But when you recognize that power is not given, it is claimed, you begin to act with authority. You make choices with confidence. You refuse to let past failures, temporary setbacks, or criticism from others rob you of the life that is rightfully yours. Power is not arrogance. It is rooted in understanding your worth, harnessing your capabilities, and committing to take consistent, deliberate action toward your goals. Owning your power transforms your life because it shifts your perspective from that of a passenger to that of a driver. No longer are you at the mercy of circumstance. Instead, you actively shape your journey. It is the conscious decision to step into your authority, embrace your responsibilities, and recognize that the influence you have over your life is far greater than any obstacle you may encounter. The energy you harness, the courage you summon, and the actions you take from this place of ownership will ripple outward, influencing not just your own life, but the lives of those around you, creating a chain reaction of empowerment that starts with a single decision to own your power. So often we fall into the trap of waiting. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or I need to be ready first, or I just need one more opportunity before I take action. But here's the hard truth. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Readiness is a myth, and opportunities are fleeting. Life does not pause while you prepare. It moves relentlessly forward, whether you act or not. Every moment you wait is a moment you could have spent building the life you dream of, influencing those around you, and stepping closer to your goals. Acting now is not simply about urgency. It is about recognizing that the present moment is the only real moment you have to make a difference. Action is the antidote to fear. Fear is a natural part of life. It warns you of danger and teaches caution. But when it dominates your thoughts, it becomes a prison. You wait for conditions to be perfect, for confidence to arrive, for the path to become clear, yet perfection rarely exists. Confidence often comes after the first step, and clarity emerges through movement. The way forward is revealed by taking action, not by waiting for it to appear. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Every effort you make creates progress, and even mistakes teach lessons that waiting never will. Action is the engine that transforms ideas into reality and dreams into tangible achievements. Procrastination is the silent thief of potential. It convinces you that delay is harmless, but every day you postpone, you erode your confidence, your opportunities, and your ability to impact the world. Those who succeed are not necessarily the ones who have more talent, resources, or luck. They are the ones who act consistently and decisively despite uncertainty. The decision to act now shifts you from being a spectator in your life to being a participant, someone who shapes events rather than merely reacting to them. It is the choice to take control, to stop making excuses, and to commit to moving forward even when the outcome is uncertain. Acting now requires courage because the path is rarely easy. You will encounter obstacles, criticism, and self-doubt. You will feel discomfort, fear, and resistance, and yet action in the face of these challenges is what separates those who achieve from those who dream. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to act despite fear. Every small act of bravery, every decision to move forward when it is easier to retreat, compounds over time into a life of accomplishment and influence. The more you act, the more confident you become, and the clearer your path grows. The power of now is amplified when you combine it with focus and intent. Acting without purpose is simply motion. Acting with clarity and direction is transformation. Know what you want, break it into achievable steps, and then take deliberate, consistent action toward it. Momentum is built one decision at a time, one step at a time, and it accelerates when you refuse to delay. Life rewards those who engage fully, who seize opportunities, and who refuse to let fear, indecision, or doubt paralyze them. The present is fertile ground for growth, success, and fulfillment, but only if you are willing to step into it with energy, determination, and commitment. Remember that the world is not waiting for you to be ready. Opportunities pass, people move on, and circumstances change. Those who act now create their own opportunities. They take the initiative, solve problems, and build bridges where others see obstacles. Action generates confidence, courage, and results. Waiting, on the other hand, only generates regret. The difference between a life of fulfillment and a life of what if is simple. Those who achieve take action. Those who merely dream delay it. Every great accomplishment in history began with a decision to act, not a decision to wait. Acting now transforms not only your circumstances, but your mindset. Each step forward reinforces the belief that you are capable, resourceful, and worthy of success. It turns ideas into experiences, goals into achievements, and potential into reality. Action is contagious. When you move forward, others are inspired to follow, collaborate, and support your journey. The moment you decide to act, you ignite a chain reaction that propels your life forward, creating results that waiting and hesitation could never produce. Fear is one of the most powerful forces you will ever encounter in life. It whispers in your ear, telling you to stay small, to avoid risk, and to settle for less than you are capable of achieving. It paralyzes, it doubts, and it convinces you that the impossible is insurmountable. But fear, as strong as it seems, is never stronger than your determination to rise above it. Persisting through fear is not about the absence of fear. It is about courageously moving forward despite it. Every step you take in the presence of fear strengthens your confidence, sharpens your focus, and proves to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. The moment you choose to confront fear head on, you reclaim control over your life. Fear thrives in avoidance, in hesitation, in the belief that retreat is safer than progress. But progress demands action, and action demands that you face what scares you. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most powerful. Once you begin to move forward, fear begins to lose its grip. It is not eliminated overnight, and it is never entirely absent. But persistent action creates a momentum that makes fear secondary to purpose. You learn that courage is cultivated, not inherited. And that persistence transforms fear from a barrier into a guide, alerting you to opportunities for growth and strength. Every person who has achieved greatness has done so by persisting through fear. They have faced uncertainty, criticism, failure, and doubt. Yet they refuse to let these challenges define their journey. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is often not talent or luck, but resilience, the determination to continue when the mind screams to stop. Fear is temporary, but the rewards of persistence are lasting. Every time you act despite fear, you reinforce the truth that your potential is far greater than the obstacles in front of you. Fear is also a teacher. It reveals the edges of your comfort zone, the areas where growth is possible, but requires courage to explore. When you persist through fear, You expand the boundaries of what you believe is possible. Each experience of stepping forward despite uncertainty builds strength, confidence, and wisdom. It trains your mind to focus on action rather than hesitation, on solutions rather than limitations. Over time, you discover that fear is not an enemy to be avoided, but a signal to push beyond what is familiar and safe into a space where extraordinary growth occurs. Persistence through fear demands discipline. It demands that you refuse to allow temporary discomfort to dictate your actions. It requires a commitment to your goals and a belief in your ability to overcome setbacks. You will encounter moments when fear feels overwhelming, when doubt tries to convince you that you are not capable, when the weight of uncertainty seems unbearable. But in those moments, persistence is your anchor. It is the act of continuing even when results are not immediate, even when progress seems slow, and even when the world doubts your capacity to succeed. Courage grows stronger each time you act in the presence of fear. It is reinforced by experience, by success, and by the realization that you are capable of enduring far more than you ever imagined. Persisting through fear also inspires those around you. When you demonstrate determination in the face of uncertainty, you show others that they too can rise above their own fears. Your persistence becomes a model of strength, resilience, and hope, creating a ripple effect that impacts your community, your workplace, and the people you care about. Persistence through fear transforms not only your results, but your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone capable, resourceful, and resilient. You no longer define yourself by hesitation or limitation, but by action and courage. Fear loses its authority over you, and your life begins to move in the direction of your dreams. The challenges you once thought insurmountable become milestones of growth, and every step forward reinforces the reality that your potential is far greater than your fears. The true measure of a meaningful life is not found in wealth, recognition, or personal success alone. It is found in the impact you have on others. To serve and inspire is to recognize that your life carries value beyond your own ambitions, and that the way you use your gifts can ignite hope, courage, and transformation in the world around you. Every individual has the power to influence others, to create change, and to leave a mark that extends far beyond their own existence. Service is not a burden, it is a privilege. And when paired with inspiration, it becomes a force that elevates both the giver and the receiver. Serving others requires empathy, awareness, and action. It begins with the ability to see beyond your own needs and recognize the struggles, dreams, and potential of those around you. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, and every effort to help someone rise carries exponential power. Service is not limited to grand gestures or monumental projects. It exists in small, consistent actions. The smile to a stranger, the guidance offered to a mentee, the time invested in someone's growth. When you commit to serving others, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance, realizing that the more you give, the more your own life is enriched. Inspiration is the spark that ignites action, hope, and courage in others. When you live authentically, pursue your goals with passion, and demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity, you inspire those around you to believe in their own potential. Inspiration is contagious. A single person living with conviction and purpose can influence a family, a community, and even a generation. To serve and inspire simultaneously is to combine action with vision, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see or measure. It is the understanding that your choices, attitude, and energy impact others in ways that are both visible and unseen. Serving and inspiring also requires courage. It means stepping beyond the comfort of self-interest and committing to a path of contribution, even when it is inconvenient, risky, or demanding. True service is not transactional. It is not about recognition or reward, but about the deliberate decision to use your abilities to elevate others. Each time you choose to help someone, to mentor, to guide, or to uplift, you are investing in the greater good, building a legacy that cannot be diminished by time or circumstance. The courage to serve in the face of obstacles amplifies your impact and strengthens the community around you, demonstrating that leadership is measured not by titles, but by influence and action. The act of inspiring others also reinforces your own growth. When you lead by example, you hold yourself accountable to the highest standards of integrity, perseverance, and excellence. You become a living proof of what is possible, and in the process, you cultivate resilience, empathy, and purpose within yourself. The energy you give to serve and inspire returns to you in countless forms: relationships strengthened, lessons learned, confidence gained, and a life that feels meaningful on the deepest level. Every life is connected and every contribution matters. One person's decision to serve and inspire can shift the trajectory of another's life, creating opportunities, breaking cycles of limitation, and planting seeds that grow long after the moment has passed. When you embrace the commitment to serve with intention and inspire with authenticity, you become a force of positive change. Your actions ripple outward, motivating others to step into their own power, take bold action, and pursue lives of significance. The influence of service and inspiration extends beyond immediate results. It shapes mindsets, creates opportunities, and ignites potential in ways that compound over time. To serve and inspire is to live with purpose beyond self-interest. It is to recognize that your gifts are not yours to hoard, but tools to impact lives, communities, and the world. By committing to serve others and inspire greatness, you transform ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. You become a beacon of hope, a source of motivation, and a catalyst for change. Every act of service and every effort to inspire adds to a legacy that is lasting, meaningful, and profound. A life without legacy is a life unnoticed. To leave a legacy is to live with intention, to create impact that extends far beyond your own presence, and to ensure that your contributions endure long after you are gone. Legacy is not defined by wealth, fame, or material possessions. It is defined by the values you embody, the lives you touch, and the influence you have on the world around you. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every word you speak contributes to the story of your life and ultimately to the legacy you leave behind. Leaving a legacy begins with clarity of purpose. You must know what you stand for, what you value, and what impact you want to have on others. Without this clarity, life becomes a series of random events rather than a coherent journey towards significance. Legacy is built on intentionality. It is the conscious choice to align your daily actions with your higher purpose, to live in a way that matters, and to leave something meaningful for the people, communities, and future generations that follow. It is a commitment to ensure that your life counts for more than your own comfort or satisfaction. Every person has the power to leave a legacy, no matter their circumstances. It does not require extraordinary resources or recognition. It requires courage, vision, and persistence. Legacy is created in the small, consistent acts of influence. The mentorship you offer, the encouragement you give, the integrity you uphold, the lessons you teach, and the inspiration you provide through your actions. Every time you act with purpose, you plant seeds that grow long after the moment has passed. These seeds of influence create a ripple effect that shapes the character, choices, and potential of others. Living with legacy in mind also demands resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and distractions that can pull you away from what truly matters. To leave a lasting impact, you must persevere through adversity, remain steadfast in your values, and continue to contribute even when recognition is absent. when obstacles are daunting, and when the immediate rewards are not visible. Legacy is rarely the result of fleeting effort. It is the accumulation of consistent, purposeful actions that withstand the tests of time. The influence of a legacy extends beyond tangible achievements. It is found in the inspiration you provide to others, the culture you help shape, and the lives you transform through your presence and example. A true legacy encourages others to dream bigger, to act boldly, and to strive for their own highest potential. When you live in a way that uplifts, guides, and empowers, your impact multiplies exponentially. One life lived with intention can create countless waves of positive influence that endure through decades and even generations. Leaving a legacy also requires reflection and conscious decision making. It is not enough to live day by day without awareness of the mark you are leaving. You must ask yourself, what will people remember about me? What lessons will my life teach? How will my actions shape the future? These questions focus your energy on significance rather than mere existence. Every choice becomes an opportunity to contribute meaningfully, to act with integrity, and to create something that transcends the temporary and touches the eternal. Legacy is intertwined with service. The lives you touch, the people you mentor, and the values you instill are the foundation of what you leave behind. It is not about being remembered for recognition, but about ensuring that your presence has made a difference in the world. When you combine purpose, action, and influence, your legacy becomes a living testament to your life's meaning, a reflection of the courage, wisdom, and love you invested in those around you. To leave a legacy is to embrace responsibility for your life. It is to recognize that your time, energy, and abilities are finite, and that how you use them determines whether your life resonates with significance or fades into obscurity. Legacy is created in the choices you make today, in the relationships you nurture, in the example you set, and in the impact you leave behind. It is the sum of your contributions, the essence of your character, and the story that continues through the lives of others long after your own has ended.